I'm going to leave the observer screen up for a little while for you to watch.
And go ahead and get
stepping away and just letting them play through this game. When I get back out, I'll be switching over to the captain's
go ahead and start investigating the unknown fleet over by DS-92. You are cleared to engage if they are deemed to be hostile.
I just realised there that the music might have been a little bit loud. I apologise for that. So we're just starting our Atlantis campaign finale.
All enemies identified in the color red are definitely hostile.
Okay, we're just going to check the sound levels in the background for you. So they are just working on retaking the bases in this area. It's got some hostile forces. Anything in red, apparently, according to Game Master, just to make an announcement that you won't have been able to hear, is classified as hostile and should be attacked and taken out. Let's switch back to the observer screen here, so you can see the action as it goes on. Right, I'm just with the two game masters, Matthew Vaj and Zanster. Say hi, guys.
Greetings.
Howdy. Although I'll say that it's mostly Zanster. I'm kind of just here.
Vaj is offering moral support.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So, Vaj, do you happen to have the final Google Doc with my notes in it?
I do. One moment.
Because there are some places where there's messages to be sent out.
I could.
And I guess my secondary question is, does that secondary tool work, or is that the one that recently broke?
That is the one that I recently broke. However, depending on what the contents of it are, it may still function enough.
These guys just working out some game master issues by the sounds of it, making sure that everything's going to run smoothly and you've got all the story behind it. It's interesting, it's a bit different to writing a mission script, isn't it? Because you write it in a document almost like you're going through a story or a play, some kind of book. Anyway, I'm going to leave it on the observer screen for now. You two guys, just to let you know, I'm going to leave the stream active so they'll be able to hear the conversation from the game masters. You'll be able to hear the calls in from the different ships as well. I'm going to step away, I think, and get myself a coffee, because I know this finale is a big 2-hour mission, isn't it? It's a big finale.
Indeed.
Alright, and I'll leave you two to it. I'll be back shortly.
Graham. Is one thing I do need to fix first, but I think I can fix that in a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, we haven't got to the point where the is critical.
unfortunately, I can't test using this server because people are using it.
Right.
Mildly inconvenient.
Command, are we still operating in not allowing enemy surrenders to regroup?
If we have strategic and tactical superiority in a given region, I think we can let them go. Killing surrendered vessels is against TSN philosophy. And besides, I don't want to have to read those notes from the Admiral about being reprimanded for killing a surrendered ship.
They make good wallpaper.
Copy that. Just wanted to confirm that the protocol has been resumed since the last operation.
It looks like you've secured the bases in this area. Your next objective is in the spinward direction.
All vessels, once you are fully restocked at your stations that you're at, go ahead and meet up on us in Sector Charlie 1. We will be proceeding to the next sector.
Did Artemis drop a mine on their own station?
I haven't been watching it, so I really hope not.
CIC to Artemis.
This is Artemis. Go CIC.
Would you please clean up that leftover ordnance before you leave the sector?
Acknowledged.
I really like how the lone howler is now the lone howler, as in a financial instrument, as opposed to a single entity.
Artemis, can you go ahead and recon the Bravo 4, Bravo 3 area? Lone Howler, can you go ahead and take a line along the Delta region for recon run?
Acknowledged. Artemis heading up to India 07.
So, Vash, if you look at the sector, verify for me, please, that they're in
Okay, Lone
Atlantis
Howler,
13.
if we could have you proceed up towards the Charlie Bravo sector and get a pincer going on with the enemy fleets. That would be very much helpful.
Give me a second here.
Artemis, you're cleared to engage the carrier fleet as you see fit.
Acknowledged.
Sector 13, you say?
Yeah, is that what they're in? I see Nakata and Kutsuo.
Howler, be advised we're
Okay.
coming in with heavy ordnance on the fleets to engage.
No whisper target found.
Yep. I confirm that.
Very good. Just when I wrote my notes, I must have written them down in a different order.
Oh,
No whisper
So I
target found.
verified myself that I wrote my notes for the correct sector as well. Hooray!
Howler, we seem to have contacts up over in the Bravo 2, Bravo 3, Alpha 2 region. If you could proceed up to intercept, we will take care of this fleet down here.
Gotta see how well they're doing before I spawn any more ships.
yep.
So I reduced their sensor range to 8,000, and the gaming reason behind that is that they have deployed special sensor buoys.
Artemis, we're going to have to pull away to do repairs.
Copy that, copy that.
Sensor buoys interfere with the sensors. They can find the sensor buoys and destroy them, then they can get their sensors back. I think they're going to have to figure out that they need to retreat first. They want to take care of these fleets. far, I have not done any coordinated action. Each individual ship is taking one into fleet.
Artemis, we are all out of mines. Do you have the ability to take out the remaining fighters?
We'll do our best, Intrepid.
Copy that. We need to pull away for energy. Lone Howler, can you proceed back down to assist in taking out these carriers? New orders, Lone Howler. If possible, can you go ahead and take RV7? The sooner we can get these stations, we'll actually have some form of resupply.
They're going to find that's harder than they think.
For some reason, I can't connect to my local server.
Artemis is having a hard time with these fighters. Their systems haven't been damaged, but their shields are nearly down. Did we just lose the server? No, we just lost Artemis. Artemis has just been destroyed. So I need to switch to another ship. Great. Artemis. Wait for the sandbox to reboot. There is a reboot button that comes up periodically, right?
Yeah. Try hitting the R button. I don't recall if that actually helps anymore or not, but
CIC,
Oh, there it is.
what is the status of Marines on Katsuo? CIC, this is Artemis. Are we able to capture India 07?
The Marines in Borden Station are struggling to recapture it. They may need some additional Marines. I'll check with them and get back to you.
Acknowledged.
Lone
Meanwhile,
Howler,
Artemis.
Delta 2 beams only against enemy Torgoth fleet. We're going in as well.
Fields. And impulse. They're going to need to fix their ship. There has to be some consequence to the dying.
CIC to fleet. Unfortunately, the Marines were overwhelmed. You may have to try a different base.
Artemis, can you proceed up to Hotel 12 in attempts to take out that node from the enemies? We have reason to believe that that is what is currently jamming our sensors.
Acknowledged, Intrepid.
I don't think Artemis has reported the status that they're not combat ready to the
Howler,
rest
do
of
you
the
have
fleet.
another team that you can send to RV8?
We have them, but we're gonna have to get there.
CIC to Artemis.
This is Artemis. Go CIC.
In order to take out this sensor buoy, you're going to have to drop some engineers. I'm going to set up a rendezvous point for you.
All right. Vaj, did you say that you were able to send messages or no?
Well, let me test one last thing.
Okay.
yeah, I can send messages.
Alright, would you go ahead and send one from RS03? Oh, that's the wrong base, isn't
Artemis,
it?
once you get that taken care of, the next node and only remaining node appears to be
Yeah, that's the wrong
J45.
base.
If you could proceed
RS26X.
to intercept that as well.
Can you highlight the relevant line or area in the dock?
Yeah. That show up.
CIC, does our Marine team need an additional Marine team?
Checking.
CIC, we currently have a Marine team. Is there any suitable station for us to attempt to board as well?
CIC to fleet the Marines aboard Kuto. Still need some more assistance. I'm going to present you with another drop point for them.
Copy that.
CIC, please repeat.
I will repeat with actions.
They need help.
Okay, you want me to send it now or wait a little bit?
One moment. Let me give them some more.
Intrepid, we only had one engineering team. We have to wait till the first team is finished and pick them back up.
Copy that, copy that.
Just... Oh.
Howler, be advised, we're closing in for beams on the enemy vessels.
Intrepid, do you require assistance?
We do not. Go ahead and restock at Kutso. It appears as though we managed to take it with that extra Marine team. Okay, Odyssey, let's go ahead and take these guys out.
Oh, I just thought of a really good question for Tom.
Yeah.
If Artemis 3 would have like a Steam integration at all.
Steam integration?
Yeah.
I think you're a few hours too late with that one patch.
I'm aware.
Alright, well, I'm back now. How's the mission progressing?
It's doing all right. It is progressing. Move them along.
I was just putting out a few posts on the Artemis forums, updating people on the mission scripting competition that we broadcast, putting the mission scripts up there from the people who took part, and also sharing our channel so people can watch back through all the Atlantis campaign as well if they want, and all the other broadcasts that we've done.
Mm-hmm. It might be good to like put two screens on. You can have like the observer and then also like a captain's map maybe, so that people can see the larger tactical view.
Let me see if I can
Capture, destroy bases. You've already taken out 2 of the buoys that.
This might be fatal. This one, Bash.
Steering with the sensors. You may want to take those out, but the base capture or destroy is the prime objective here.
Artemis, are you able to work on RS-26? See if you can attempt to capture that. If not, destroy.
Were you able to send those messages, Vaj?
Oh, you told me you'd hold off for a bit.
Okay.
Should
Yeah.
I do that now?
Well, I just want them to be busy while the messages come across. But they should be busy shortly. So let me
Okay, say the word. I don't have a screen open to watch, so I don't really know what's going on.
So it's not RS-03, it's actually RS-26X.
26 X-ray, got it.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and have them.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can work out transitions on this stream then, try and transfer across to a different view.
Planning to capture RS-26X.
Alright, I'll do RS-26X. Instead of... Okay, so have you sent the message yet?
No.
Okay, good. Switch it to DS-68.
Deep Space 68.
Yep. So I hope it makes sense. Send comms to the enemy, choose all the player ships.
Well, comms messages go to all of them anyway. Do you want me to send it now? I can send the pop-up to all ships. That's separate.
No, not the pop-up. I wanted to go to the comms. I thought it only went to the ships you selected in that second column.
Comms messages go to all the ships. It's the pop-ups that can be specified to only one or another ship.
Okay. So go ahead.
Sent.
Alright, I think I've managed to figure that out. Let's see if I can now do this.
Well, I didn't get an error message from my side, so I'm assuming it worked.
Let me see. Yes, it did work. I have a comm screen up on one. Go ahead and send the next one. From Hegemony Command.
Right.
See if their comms officers are paying attention.
Alright, I'm going to do some
Hollow, once
wizardry on this
you're
one.
restocked and refueled, there appears to be 2 more enemy sensor jammers down in the nebulas in Echo 4 and Echo 5. If you can go ahead and take those out for us, that should be able to establish full nominal sensors in the sector. CIC, can we go ahead and get a rendezvous beacon at India 07 to launch our own Marine teams to try to take it over?
We can do that.
For those of you listening, one of the balances that we have to figure out as GMs is like when players request something like that we aren't expecting, that can really throw off our timing and kind of mess up our plan.
Artemis, go ahead and manage that fleet as you see fit, and then proceed to take over Carthan Station.
Acknowledged.
So yeah, see the fleet. You have some friendlies that have joined you. Your communications officer should be able to direct them to assist you where needed.
Proteus comes from the Artemis, right? Shuttle named Proteus comes from Ship 1, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Thank you.
Crap.
Well, one of the enemy bases was destroyed, it looks like, but at least the Marines got out before it was destroyed by a bunch of Torgoths.
Okay, using a little bit of transition magic, I think I've been able to set up or tweak the game display, so I'm going to try and transition over now so that we can see a captain's map with it as well. Let's see if I can make sure this transition goes smoothly. Very nice. And I think that should work perfectly. I'm just going to mute my audio to make sure it's worked on the stream as well. we go. We've got a view of the observer screen. We've also got the captain's map view now on the top right hand side, so we can take a closer look at the action going on. Get rid of that one. There we go.
Nice.
What do we think?
I'm not looking at that right now. I'm too busy clicking.
It's alright, somebody in the chat said it looks good.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, just using the studio mode in OBS to mix things around there.
It's like Artemis is out of it. No, they just sent in all the friendlies to take care of them. They're doing it themselves.
Not quite sure what the Artemis is doing with that drop point. They might need to back off it a little bit because they might be too close with the shuttle, with the ship. Either that or they won't have loaded the right thing on it.
They managed to pick up their teams. I think they're sending the friendlies after those Torgoths.
I'm just getting a little bit of static every so often through your feed. I'm not sure whether it's just your mic activating a little bit.
Yeah, that's whenever I use control for code stuff. I push start.
You guys need a fleet. I hope your communications officers took note of some of those strange communications we were receiving. We were unable to record them here.
Could you repeat that, please?
I hope that your communications officers were able to identify and observe those strange communications that were received. We were unable to capture them here in the main office.
Intrepid, this is the Artemis. We need some assistance if possible.
Did Artemis die again?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it did. That's the second time. Where were they?
Okay,
There.
I think I've just lost the
Be
captain's
advised,
map there
we
as
have
well,
no
so I'm
fuel.
gonna have to
We're
try and
heading to Nagata to restock.
reset that one.
Alright.
Just bear with me a few minutes while I get that game screen up.
Cheetos, and answers, and maneuver, and
CIC, please be advised the rendezvous to pick up the Marine teams by Nagata and the rendezvous points by DS-68 to send Marine teams are not presently working.
Acknowledged.
It may be that the
Intrepid,
ship
please
itself
be
is on
advised,
top of it,
Artemis's weapons.
so they need to
systems are down
open
at this
some
point.
distance between them.
maybe that. Say that again.
So
Copy that, Artemis.
if
Is it
they
a
end up
technical
packing it,
difficulty on
just wait for this.
a console's end?
I believe so. I think. Oh, they're back. They're back.
if they pack
Copy
the
that,
ship,
copy that.
if they park the ship right on top of the rendezvous point, the way that their script works, the shuttle may not be classed as deployed if it's not far enough away. It's just a quirk of the actual mission script itself, not the game.
Okay. They look fine
Artemis,
away.
if you can proceed to pick up the
I'm gonna
life
try
pod,
it.
we will
I could just
engage
deploy
the
another
with
one, right?
the Lone Howler.
Yeah, if you want.
I still need to get rid of those Marines.
CIC, we will take care of the life pod, but we do have to dock first.
Alright, I'm gonna try and get this other feedback
Acknowledged.
online.
Critical Artemis personnel are aboard that life pod.
Okay, I have a good build. All of the known issues are fixed.
And I need you to try to deploy your Marines on Rendezvous 4.
Lone Howler, can you proceed to Rendezvous 4 to deploy Marine Team and take over DS-68?
It always takes longer than I expect.
Alright, we managed to get the captain's map feedback up for you there.
Awesome.
Divvy, you were saying that sometimes the rendezvous points are spawned too close to their objective, or too
Intrepid,
far
are
away.
you picking up the life pod?
No, they
Yeah, we'll pick them up.
if they
pick them up
sit their own player ship right on top of the rendezvous point and then deploy the shuttle, it's too close to the
Okay.
like life pod is too close to their ship. It means that shuttles actually have to travel away from their mothership instead of just sitting next to them and picking it up.
Yeah, Lone Howler, I believe that you have to be farther away before you deploy your shuttle in order for the rendezvous point to function appropriately. Lone Howler, if you received my communication, please acknowledge.
Alright,
we're
Artemis,
gonna
once
drop
you
back up.
retrieve the Prometheus, or the Proteus, go ahead and hold position there.
Got it.
We will come to you.
Good.
Yeah, and it's only got to be a tiny distance, but the way it works is
Acknowledged.
the script detects how far away the shuttle is from the mothership, so that it can detect whether it's been deployed or not, and whether it's been, because it's to do with the way that it's loaded and unloaded. So if you're not far enough away from the mothership, it doesn't trigger something in the mission script itself. I always envision when you're deploying shuttles on a mission like that, the shuttle has to actually transit. I mean, we've done some in the RP
Right.
TSN games, haven't we? TSN RP games where we've had the shuttle fly off and they've had to go quite a distance.
CIC, can
to
you
get
get
to the rendezvous
a
point and then
rendezvous
hang out.
point to deliver the life pod to the Artemis?
You just need to dock up at the same station and the personnel can be transferred. There are marine extraction points on the other bases. Please try those, and please be sure that your shuttle actually has to travel some distance. If you're too close, the rendezvous point won't work.
Acknowledged.
Copy that.
I'm just going to take this opportunity to mute the audio and have a listen to
We'll try and keep our distance.
listen to the stream, make sure all the sound balance is right. And we are back on audio again, so sound is seeming quite good there.
So as long as we don't yell or anything, it'll all be great, right?
Cheers, Anston. Just ruin the stream. Ruin the stream. It's fine.
User joined your channel.
Cadet Blurry.
Hi, sorry, I had a family meeting on
Artemis,
Zoom.
be
I
advised,
couldn't get out of.
the life pod would
Blurry, just to let you
retrieve
know,
items.
we are live streaming at the minute.
I'm sorry for the miscommunication there.
That's okay. Heading to IO7.
So just be
So,
mindful of
let's
that.
see,
You're live on YouTube.
Yeah. So if
Understood.
we can bring in a fourth ship. Pick one from each of the ships. Blurry on there, and we can have another ship, right?
If you can engineer it from your point of view.
Yeah, we can do that. We can manage that.
Bring on some reinforcements.
CIC, the fleet, everyone dock up at a single station, Nakata, and we're going to do some personnel transfers. We have an additional ship that we would like to add to the fleet, so we will do some personnel shuffling to get the ship up and running. I need one volunteer from each ship to go down to the Aegis.
And Blurry, you can go on down to the Aegis.
Aegis I.
User left your channel.
Alright, there we go. Would you like me to use the console to spawn the ship for them to enter in on? And then you can reposition it while they move.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so if I go back here, so to spawn a ship, it's going to be ship 3's already taken, ship 2's already taken. Right, I'm going to rename ship 4. So if I go into main screen and customize ship, I can rename it here to make it a little bit clearer for them.
Artemis, please dock up at station Nakata. We're going to do some personnel transfers.
Any particular ship that you're looking for?
Acknowledge CIC.
Default should be a Artemis light cruiser.
Yep. You don't want anything like a battleship in there? Is that going to be too heavy, or?
They already had a battle. They've already got a battleship.
Right. Okay. Let's spawn it as an
I think the
Atlas.
Intrepid's a battleship.
So the nice thing about the sandbox script is none of the ships have to be spawned into the game for them to be added. So to add a ship to the game, we select a main screen and we select that ship. And this was my captain's map, so I can hit ready to play, and it will spawn the ship in game. You can see the Aegis has come in game, and it allows the GM now to reposition it. Danster, over to you.
All right. Aegis is about to be selected to GM. Point.
There we go. And all the code in the sandbox allows for a ship to jump in part way through like this as well. There's nothing that's been missed out. Like often you get things like if you spawn another ship, it used to be in the sandbox that if we'd spawn another ship, you'd end up with that ship not tracking properly with its ordnance, or not having the shuttle and things like that. But
Yeah, see the Aegis. Once you get your command structure organized, please let me know when you are ready.
and to give the Aegis its comms buttons, should be able to cycle the comms buttons. And there we go. Channel 4's now
CIC,
active.
do we need to take out that line between IO7 and the current station we're at?
Who said that?
You can leave that mine.
Acknowledged.
CIC to Aegis. Please let me know when you get your ship up to speed. And you have
Command,
a
be advised, we
communications
found it in our
officer
logs
talk
that
to GM.
DS68 was nearing weapons completion.
Good to know. We need to be on the lookout for any strange and unusual weapons that the hegemony may deploy against us. Keep your eye out. Thank you for that report. We will do the analysis on those messages here.
Copy that.
Lone Howler doing a comms check. Please confirm.
This is the Artemis. We hear you.
GM also hears
Intrepid,
you,
we hear you as
Lone
well.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
You can do that.
Alright, let's try this one more time. CIC to Aegis. Please confirm
Aegis,
that
this
you
is,
are receiving my messages.
Hold on a
Aegis
second.
confirmed.
Thank you. CIC to fleet, please continue to your next objective, which is one transition spinward.
So they got the special message. Shouldn't be too surprised whenever they experience the weapon firsthand.
Okay. Artemis, this is a backup comms check. Can you hear me?
This is the Artemis. We hear you.
Thank you very much.
All vessels form up on the Intrepid.
here's
We are
your
going to
thank you.
proceed to the next sector.
Alright, so it looks like we managed to successfully get in a fourth ship there. The Aegis now running with 4 crew. We have 5 crew on the Intrepid, the Artemis, and the Lone Howler, so we could take a 6th person off each ship and move them down to the Aegis to run that
Intrepid,
fourth
this
ship.
is a backup comms check from the Howler. Can you hear me? Thank you.
Just means that we can get everybody playing straight in there.
We hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much.
So ultimately, that's what it's all about, isn't it, guys? Getting everybody on and playing.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to change the tune on the stream here.
Getting old for you?
Well, I've not been listening to it. If I listen to it, it comes back through the desktop audio, so I just have to sit in silence. Everybody else gets the pleasure of listening to it.
I will admit I'm not listening to it.
Oh, thanks, Anster. Went to a lot of effort to find all this music. Okay, crank that up there. And then I think I'm going to check the sound balance again in a moment.
A enemy carrier fleet just launched fighters, and they are intercepting the stations as well.
Acknowledged.
Not your concern, but thank you.
Lone Howler, you are clear to engage the fleet in Charlie 5. Aegis, if you can assist the Lone Howler with the fleet in Sector Charlie 5.
Acknowledge, Artemis.
Artemis, you're with us and engaging the carrier fleets in Bravo 5.
Acknowledge, Intrepid.
Yeah, it's sounding good on the stream there, I think.
Good.
There's a large engagement going on. That's a lot of ships. We could end up seeing a few more losses there.
Yep, it could happen. I need to keep them busy while I spawn some sensor buoys. That's my justification for the large fleets.
Okay, guys, I'm going to leave this for now. I'm just going to step back a little bit and let the mission run. I'll zoom out on the captain's map so we can see the overall view.
Weapons issues, we'll get back to you.
Hope you're enjoying the stream if you are watching. If you're watching it back, I hope you do enjoy the video that we've put up for you as well. It should be recording, so I believe there will be a few people who will be able to watch it back. We've got quite a few views on
Intrepid, we'll have to do a mighty run.
our
We
other
don't want to get
streams, which is
close.
good.
Copy, copy.
Some nice comms traffic going backwards and forwards as well, I think. Now, Vaj, I'm going to hand over to you too. I'm going to disappear for a few more minutes and I'll be back.
Very good. Those of you who are listening, hoping for color commentary, it may not get too much. Unless Vaj steps up.
Well, I should be wrapping up here with this particular project. If I can find the right program I need.
To give them some assistance.
CIC, we need a drop point for Charlie 40. This is the Artemis.
Acknowledged, Artemis. Where exactly is Charlie 40?
Sector A58.
A58 acknowledged.
Here.
Intrepid, we're getting ready to do a mine run.
Found it.
Be advised, we're in fuel collection mode. Energy low.
CIC to fleet. Some additional forces came through from waypoint 60. The communications officers should be able to direct them as needed.
Artemis, do you need help up there? This is the Lone Howler.
Howler, yes, this is the Artemis. We could use some assistance.
Aegis, can you hear me over there? This is the Lone Howler.
All right. So which ship
Acknowledge,
number
Lone
is
Howler.
Theseus
The
part of?
Artemis said that they could use some help up top. So we're going to head up there. Acknowledge.
Vaj, do you happen to know which ship Theseus is part of? Ship number? Just got destroyed.
Theseus. I want to say that's ship 2.
It's just one less shuttle, and they have some shuttle operations that they need to do, and they're sort of down by one shuttle. Those things don't replenish.
Indeed not.
Okay, gentlemen, I am back.
Welcome back.
How are things looking?
Terrible.
Terrible.
At least from the perspective of the TSN task force, or the Artemis task force, rather. The Armada task force. They're not terribly cohesive as a fleet. So they've been taking things on individually, which is effective to a point, but not totally effective.
Be advised, we're currently dead in the water. We need to recharge. We are completely drained.
Is that the Intrepid?
Affirmative, that is the Intrepid.
Something just blow up.
Roger, Intrepid, we gotcha.
What just blew up?
I heard like a bang in the background. Baz, you alright?
Last I checked, got all my fingers and toes.
Fair enough. Don't know what that could have been.
Thing to dryer.
Aegis new orders proceed to M059 to take that station. And on your way, go ahead and engage the
be
fleet that...
advised that we do not have a shuttle.
Acknowledged.
That's 2 shuttles out of 4 of the fleet. Do what you can to avoid the loss of the rest of your shuttles.
Start warning there from the Game Master.
Right. Oh.
I think that's always a tricky thing to balance, isn't it? The shuttles are the ones that go down most frequently. If they're not very carefully deployed and you think about the enemies around you. And as Game Masters, we've got to adapt on the fly sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, either that or they just lose, which would be a shame. But hopefully that won't happen.
Howler, you still contain your shuttle, correct?
Yes, we do, Command.
And somebody replaced their shuttle with a fighter whenever they docked up at the station. See how that works out.
I think something that perhaps I need to look at is how to...
Aegis, could you go ahead and assist the friendly vessels in taking out those carriers?
how to perhaps reset the shuttle so they can get a new one.
Just acknowledge.
Maybe some GM button that I can add, but I'm not sure if that would work in terms of the scripting.
We're still not doing things together as a fleet. Well, somebody's spraying missiles everywhere.
I think is that a couple of fighters or just a fighter throwing out loads of torpedoes?
This is the Artemis. We're having issues. We'll not be able to take this fleet out by ourselves.
Copy. Proceed
Artemis,
to
we see you. We're dealing with a couple of Forgots, and we'll be up to
for
join you.
restock and refuel.
Oh, they just now found the Scaraean. I wonder if panic will ensue. They found the second Scaraean.
Intrepid, back out of there. Intrepid, we promised the Artemis that we would come up and help. We are heading up to them. Are you okay?
Abandon them. Abandon them to their fate. See what happens.
Artemis, the Lone Howler is on its way.
Acknowledged, Howler.
I think they missed the Torgoth fleet. About to take their only base. Is there an event scheduled after this event?
No, after this one, we've got a good 1 hour break before we sit down and start on our next set of events. So we've got about 20 minutes remaining of the campaign, depending on whether Zanster can fit it within that 20 minutes. And then we'll be having a break and moving on to our final day 2 slot, where we'll be starting up with a Game Master mission at 2300 hours Universal.
Fleet, this is Aegis, going for resupply.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to make it in 20 minutes. These guys will probably have to fly through their break. The only problem with trying to write stuff for 2 hours is that times you just go over.
Yeah, it's. I suppose you've got to either have some real quick and easy get outs of the mission, or you've got to be prepared to try and go over or undercut maybe some of the
once
time.
you get resupplied, please engage the Torgoth fleet
Well, I
that
sent in some friendlies.
bearing towards us.
We are going to be heading down to M820 to redock and resupply and assist.
Okay, you're on your own.
Okay, you're on your own. Some more. Aegis is awake. He swarmed. No, they were not awake. Alright, so they can just respawn and their ship will come back, right?
Yeah, it will come back.
Typically it comes back in the upper right hand corner.
So there we go. I've just respawned it.
Okay. Well, they need to be recovering
Howler,
there.
need assistance. This is the Armada.
Damage. Yep. Shields are gone. And the beams are gone. Shields are gone. And the sensors are gone. Aegis. And we need a life pod for some of the Aegis personnel.
Yes, you could please be advised some of the Aegis personnel were forced to abandon ship in a life pod. Aegis engineers have managed to bring the ship back online, but they're working to fix it.
CIC, this is the Artemis. We're heading to pick up the life pod.
Acknowledged, Artemis. Aegis, I wouldn't go too far. You need some of the personnel Artemis is picking up. If you want to rendezvous with Artemis, that would be great.
CSE be advised, we seem to have lost our weapons officer.
What ship just lost their weapons officer?
This is Aegis.
This is Lone Howler. We're going to need to do fuel collection someplace safe.
Is there a way we can kick the weapons officer? Or free up the slot?
About that. Weapons officer on ship 3.
Who's Proteus?
Do you want me to switch to music just for this one?
Yeah, weapons officer on ship 3.
Yeah. Don't want to give away any trade secrets on this one. I'll be back in a second.
This is Aegis. Advised we are locked out of the weapons console.
Okay.
Alright, so we are back here now that we've finished with sorting out our trade
Jeff,
secrets
we're,
and keeping them secret.
heading for rendezvous point 6 instead. This is the Artemis.
Yeah, see the Artemis. Do you have a shuttlecraft?
Yes, Artemis does have a shuttlecraft.
Acknowledge.
Artemis, this is the Intrepid. I'm just confirming that you are able to hear the comms communications.
Yes, we can hear the comms.
Copy, copy. I'm just quickly checking to make sure that nothing broke on my end. Lone Howler, this
It's good.
is
We hear you.
Intrepid. Are you able to hear our communication?
Intrepid, this is Aegis. What's the plan?
Intrepid, this is the Lone Howler. We are able to hear you.
Copy that. Aegis, do you presently have a shuttle aboard the vessel?
Intrepid, that's negative. We have no shuttle.
Copy. Proceed to...
Intrepid, yes, we have a shuttle.
Copy. When you get the opportunity, can you go ahead and take M097?
Intrepid, we do hear you. We are on the, this is the Lone Howler. We're on the opposite side of the screen, but we can do that.
We're pretty much dead in the water over here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Aegis, are you able to engage the Torgoth fleet that is approaching M097?
CIC to Lone Howler, were you able to deploy Marines on M097?
Yes, we did, CIC. Marines were away.
This is the Artemis. Does any other ships need assistance?
CIC, do you need us to send it?
CIC,
nope.
we need assistance. Is it Aegis?
Artemis, proceed to assist the Aegis in the engagement of the fleets in Sector Charlie 4.
Acknowledged.
CIC to fleet, be advised, enemy bases have either been captured or destroyed.
How much longer are you thinking of on this mission, Zanster?
Thinking another 30 minutes. I budgeted 40 minutes, but I would do it in 30.
Another 30 minutes.
Another 30 minutes, yes.
Well, that's going to be a lot of their break taken up.
Yeah.
EMP out.
Although that may be a good estimate with what's left here.
They have one more sector to do.
Oh gosh.
Yes, they need to go rimwards after this.
Well, they wouldn't have to.
CIC
They
to
could,
fleet.
call it off
You
here.
still need to take Atlantis Command, which is one transition rimward. You can leave the friendlies to take out the enemies here. Move on to your next objective.
I mean, there's a
All
few
vessels
devices that you
rendezvous with
could
M097
use as
for
Game Master
refuel
here. You
restock.
could go into
We will then
Atlantis
proceed
Command
to
and
the border on
have the.
Echo 5 to transition to Atlantis Command.
You could have a lot of allies help and come from all sorts of different angles, as if they've been taking the other sectors. And
Yes.
you could also have the enemies surrender as during their last stand, I suppose.
Lone Howler, do not forget to go ahead and pick up your.
It's,
Yeah, there you go.
we've got about 4 minutes left of the scheduled time, and then in the downtime in between, we're looking at having just a pure TSN crew running, so you could see how a TSN crew operates and what we do week in, week out. I don't think we've actually had that on the stream yet, so it'd be pretty cool to show that.
Although it'd be awesome. 2 ships, just saying.
We're headed that direction, though. So, CIC, we are picking up another Marine team over in Quadrant D2. This is the Lone Howler.
Belrock is picking things up real quickly, though. Gotta say. Where he seems to be.
Echo. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. Intrepid, we are picking up our Marine team, and then do you want us to take out that fleet in the middle of the nebula?
Negatory. We'll leave them for now. We are going to... Intrepid is going to quickly pick up a nuke from M059, and we'll proceed to Echo 5 to transition. Our allied vessels can handle the remaining fleet here.
We also have 2 sensor buoys, but I presume we are ignoring them as well.
Intrepid, this is Aegis. What's the plan?
Aegis, we will be proceeding to Echo 5 to transition to Atlantis Command.
Intrepid, this is Aegis. Do you want us to engage Kralians?
All vessels, let's go ahead and take out that fleet that's approaching M097. After this fleet is destroyed, we will all rendezvous in Sector Echo 5 to proceed to Atlantis Command.
So, what are you thinking in terms of ending it, then, Zanster?
I was serious about not being able to end it within the next 30 minutes. Now, if we just want to waive the stuff that I have planned, we could conceivably do that. I would like to put the question to the fleets
Intrepid, be
themselves.
advised, the Lone Howler no longer has any nuclear missiles.
Copy that.
So I think I'm gonna have them dock up at M097, and we'll have a conference and discuss this very question. I'm inclined to let them play for another 30 minutes. But if you feel like we have to cut it off, we can just cut it off.
Well,
I get to that bit.
I think what I can do is I could just bring the stream down so that we can have a break, and those guys can keep going if you wanted to keep running
Please
with
dock up at M-097.
Yeah, well, if they decide that they want to continue, we can do that.
Yeah. All right.
All vessels return to M097.
All right. So thank you very much for watching there, guys. I'm gonna bring the stream down there of the Atlantis campaign finale. It looks like the guys had it. We're on top of the situation, managed to take that last sector, and have a successful campaign.